A to the K.
To the K.
To the K. It's been a while, Carl, but we are back with some more wrestling hot takes. I know you love this. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this, because I think it has been a few months.
It's been a minute.
We decided to rip off hot ones, and instead we're doing hot takes.
Creatively inspired.
Indeed. And because we're just full of plagiarism, what we've done is, as we've done with previous ones, we've got some hot takes from the IWC. I'm going to credit Wrestling Star on Instagram.
Wrestling Star with 2 R's.
Yeah, we'll credit them in the description for the sort of collation of the hot takes. I do want to stress these are from the wrestling community, not from Wrestling Star, not from ourselves, but ones that I'm going to put to Carl and we are going to discuss and get Carl's reaction. Usually some sort of cringe face, if we're honest.
Yes. Oh, sounds spicy.
Oh, yeah. It's going to go up in... It's not. Anyway.
We should do that, actually. that would be brilliant.
The more hot the take gets.
I'd love that. And then I'm just at the end just going, fuck, I can't possibly say that about. Okay, so we'll go in with the first one, shall we?
I'll have to try and organise it like that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go with the first one, Carl.
Okay.
Boom.
I see Asuka.
Why is Asuka on the screen, Carl? Because when Asuka returns, she needs to be completely separated from Damage Control. That faction holds her back. Her true talents, her aura, and skills are much needed right now.
I kind of concur,
Really?
Damage Control for me was awesome when it first came about and it was Bayley, Io, and Dakota.
Yeah.
And then they kind of just went, well, we want to make Io the faction leader, so let's bring in more Japanese girls to the faction.
And they brought back the Kabuki Warriors, essentially, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because I think that was kind of what caused that. And then they were like, well, they're a tag team anyway. So fit them with Io, that just makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. And it doesn't... I don't ever really, even now, really associate Asuka with Damage Control all that heavily.
No.
Because, like you say, OG Damage Control wasn't her.
No, she just kind of, because she got added to it, and then they basically brought back Kairi Sane, and then it was like, oh, okay. But then they just went, well, they were the Kabuki Warriors, so maybe we'll push them more tag team. But that hot take is kind of accurate, really, because Asuka is a fucking ledge. She's a multi-time champion, Royal Rumble winner.
What would you see for an Asuka return, then? Do you want her to feud with Io, or just not associate with Damage Control?
I wouldn't be against that. You could do something similar to what is going on over in AEW at the minute with...
Now that is a hot take in itself.
Right?
Wow.
You could do something what's going on with one of the only good things happening over there at the minute with the whole Mariah May, Tony Storm.
Make them all kiss.
Mina Shirakawa thing. But essentially, Kairi Sane has got allegiance to both Io and Asuka. So it's like you could do something there. But I just want to see her back. But I do think as a singles competitor is where she shines. She's got the legacy already within WWE. So
I feel like they were kind of pushing towards this darker gimmick as well when she come back at the
yeah, exactly. That was odd.
And they kind of really didn't do anything with it.
No.
So I feel like that's still kind of untapped potential there.
Yeah, agreed. So I don't think that hot take was that's a mild hot take.
You can give it a level, but what are the levels in hot ones?
Don't know, but
so five. It's the 5 levels.
I'm just like, why are we not more prepared? Instead of like a scoffle level, we should have a scoffle level. Like how scoff at that.
Okay, I like it.
You know what I mean?
What level is this?
This is the low. The low.
No, the low scoff.
Yeah. No sweat from this wing.
Okay.
I mean this zing. Okay, so the next one. Ooh. Mommy. I see Mommy on the screen.
This might see this one.
Oh no, we're going up a level. Okay.
The only reason Rhea Ripley is at all relevant is because she's attractive when she really isn't. Fuck.
Jesus.
Harsh.
Well, how do what do you even say to that?
I mean, for starters, right? Attraction is it's a subjective thing, right? She is objectively attractive. It's a style thing after that, isn't it? If you don't dig her style, then you don't find her attractive. It's simple as that. So let's get that out the way.
Well, the thing she was even quoted as saying is, it's ironic now because when she first kind of switched up her look, because obviously she was referred to as like a Charlotte Flair all the time. When she switched it up, people were saying that everyone said she's ugly and what a waste and all that. And now all of a sudden she's mommy and everyone fucking is. And she's like, I've not done it. You know what I mean? I'm still the same as I was when I was ugly.
But let's take away from the looks element of it, which obviously is part of the hot take.
Yeah.
But their suggestion that she's only relevant because of her looks. Let's talk about that.
Fucking ludicrous.
Insane. Like, because there's one thing I think is undeniable is that she's incredibly talented.
Yeah, she's fantastic. I am so surprised at how far along she's come with it, because like I had doubts about her like promo ability and stuff like that. Why are you doing a little switch?
I'm just waiting for the scuffle level. I think it's funny.
Right. Because that was my doubt with her, because obviously she's fantastic in the ring. She's got, and now she's got this look as well, and I was like, what's she gonna be like? This mommy character and stuff. She's just fucking next level.
Yeah,
she's one 100%. Of like, if you look at that women's division, you've kind of got Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and then Jade Cargill's coming up.
I cannot figure out your leveling system there.
They're all the same. I wasn't.
Oh, right.
I was just. I mean, like in terms of the top dogs, you've got Charlotte, Becky. I feel like I'm shitting on Bailey here, but Charlotte, Becky, and then Bianca and Rhea. They're the two that are just
Bailey,
now,
you know
what I mean?
Underrated Bailey once again.
No, definitely. I know, my fault. But yeah, another hot take here I'm introducing. But no, I think it's absolutely ludicrous. She is fantastic in the ring, got a fantastic look, fantastic on the mic, and fantastic like whole character now. Like WrestleMania, when she bloody came out, with like the fucking band playing it to the ring, and she had the war paint on and everything. I was like, fucking main event.
Yeah.
Like,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Crazy take.
Wild hot take. Level.
I'm scoffing everywhere for that one.
Yeah. It's a big scoff. That's a lot of scoff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna DJ Khaled. No part of this shit.
Nice.
Yeah, he couldn't finish his wing. Which is surprising.
Look, you're the hot ones expert here.
He's a big boy.
Okay, you ready for the next?
Oh yeah, sorry.
What we got?
Roman.
Okay, this isn't too bad.
Okay.
Roman Reigns is truly the greatest WWE superstar to ever live. He's brought us legendary moments in the WWE, unforgettable storylines, 5-star classics, and everything in between. He solos every other name anyone can bring up. And it's not so bad, because I think there's an argument to say he is one of the greats. He's reached himself to that point. Truly the greatest is the take here, and the bit that we need to discuss, because that jumps past a lot of names, a lot of very influential people, some from his own fucking family.
Yeah.
So
there's a very strong recency bias here, isn't there?
There is a massive recency bias. I mean, similarly though, like there's a nostalgic bias with some. Who straight away I said someone from his own family, like The Rock has had a bigger impact on the wrestling industry, and arguably he's a bigger star. I don't think that's something you can deny. But has he had a bigger impact on the wrestling industry when he hasn't? He probably weren't in it as long as Roman's been in it consistently.
Yeah, and
like it gets difficult, doesn't it? Because we're fighting the nostalgic bias and fighting the recency bias here.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that his transformation to Tribal Chief has been epic. Yeah, and he has elevated his character to the next level.
Yeah, well, I hated him for about 10 years.
Yeah, but hot take of my own. He's not around enough to be in that level.
Okay.
He just isn't. And I know he's been champion this whole time, but he's had a lot of time away, and he's had a bloodline story that wasn't just him. It was,
again, we've often talked about Sammy was one of the best things.
A very strong supporting cast. Sami Zayn, you brought The Rock in, you've had the stuff with you, so you had loads of shit going on there. So is he now at a point where he can be classed as one of the greats? Absolutely. Greatest of all time? I don't think so.
Do you have a take on who you'd say would be the greatest of all time? I know that's it's very personal opinion, and people are always going to agree or disagree. But for you, who would be the greatest of all time?
It's such a tough one, isn't it?
Like my head always goes to people like Stone Cold and stuff like that.
And that's the first one that my head goes to as well. Then
if you look at like impact on the industry as a whole, not just in the ring, is Triple H arguably one of the greatest of all time, or the greatest of all time? He's had such an influence on the production and the creative side, as well as being a massive talent in his heyday as well.
Yeah, you've got like the likes of like it's.
I think we can all agree it's not Shawn.
It's fucking definitely not.
It's not Shawn.
It's, how do I say this without coming off as a dick? It's easier to carry a company when the company's hot.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the time you've got to look back at the likes of your Cenas and people like that. And I love Brett. I wouldn't say Brett is the top, but you look back at what the state of the business was in when Brett was champion, for example.
Fair.
That's a lot harder than him, Roman, rocking up going, I'm the tribal chief.
So by that argument, then would you argue that CM Punk's one of the greatest?
No.
But he carried the company when it was.
But he kind of didn't. He had the pipe bomb and the Summer of Punk that lasted about a month.
Well, it's about the only thing that
And
made
then
him
he
relevant
fucked
around that time.
Well, yeah, like he got some eyeballs on it. There's a lot of people who got eyeballs on it, but I don't really think he carried the company. He wasn't there. Same as Shawn.
I thought you said my ball. I was like, what?
It's the same as Shawn. Shawn did not carry that company. After Brett, they gave it to.
Smile.
Well, exactly. After Brett, they gave it to Shawn, and then Shawn was like, "Oh, me back, oh, the politics," and then fucked off. He wasn't there.
Me back, politics.
Which is why it's also hard to say the same
thing. Do that as well. Oh, me back, politics.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't want to get into the whole Kane thing.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Ruins me.
I mean, I'll be honest. My bias straight away. Undertaker. Undertaker is the greatest of all time.
Do you know what?
Undertaker cannot be beaten. He's got the streak. He's been the most dedicated company man for the longest amount of fucking time. He's the biggest legend in the business ever.
You're not wrong.
No one can fucking argue.
You're not wrong. Like the whole longevity aspect, he was there for fucking ever.
And you know what?
He was involved in everything.
Even like, and most people know who The Rock is, right? But The Rock moved to Hollywood and got known that way, right? How many people who don't really follow wrestling know exactly who The Undertaker is? The Undertaker who's not done movies. He's he's been a wrestler, and people still know who the fucking Undertaker is because he's The Undertaker.
Yeah, he's one of the very few people who could transcend the sport without going into another industry.
I think he's the only one.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Hulk Hogan had to do movies and stuff as well.
Yeah, even Austin did some TV stuff, didn't he? He did a movie or two.
I'll give Austin. He did do a movie or two. I'll give Austin more of a. He didn't really go heavily into it, but like Undertaker, is the greatest of all time. That's my take on it.
You know, I think you're right. Yeah, it's no shade to Roman. I just think there's a very heavy recency bias.
I didn't think, even during the pandemic, I didn't think we'd be having a conversation where I'm saying he could be arguably one of the greatest.
No, it's mad to think how, like, because he was away, wasn't he? And when he came back and he wrecked everyone and leave, and that whole thing kicked off. Mad to think what a journey he's gone on. And it's not over yet, you know what I mean? So there's still more to be. So who knows? A couple of years' time, maybe the conversation will change.
He's definitely coming back, and there's definitely more bloodline to be done. So,
but it's very hard for anyone to top Undertaker. Let's be honest.
No one ever will.
So
the streak never ended, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, agreed.
Anyway,
so
level.
Golf level.
I'm liking this. I'm liking this new thing. Are we gonna put like a visual on next time?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, who's next? WrestleMania, huh?
Sorry, I'm reacting to this. Because I don't agree. Shouldn't have said that. WrestleMania 40 is the greatest professional wrestling event of all time.
Oh, again,
recency bias. 100% recency bias. It was good.
Did it give us one of the most epic 5 minutes or whatever of wrestling ever? Yeah. Absolutely.
That thing or two about epic 5 minutes thing.
I can, yeah. Quite a few epic 5 minutes in my time. That whole thing with like fucking everyone coming, like we did a reel of it, you know, and I feel bad because I'm like, Undertaker's the best of all time. I still think Austin would have been the better part.
No, I would love both. For the story though.
I would love both.
I totally agree with your point. Undertaker, absolute legend. I was made up to see him, but for the story, it made more sense. And so many people like, oh, Undertaker's got more history of Roman. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah, so it wasn't about that at the time. It was
because he faced off with The Rock, did he not?
Exactly.
So let's not talk about Roman. Roman was the one who fucking shit his pants. Yeah, it was The Rock. Exactly. So it should have been Austin.
Exactly.
Sorry,
but yeah, so it definitely gave us an incredible fucking and the cards. It's hard as well because a 2-night WrestleMania makes it infinitely harder to say is the best thing of all time because. Well, what night? What, you know? There's so many other kind of different factors at play when you're trying to figure that out. So, for me, you still got to look at your WrestleMania 17 and stuff like that, where there was a massive shift. They had just after they had all these superstars on there from all these different promotions and everything. It was mental. It was fantastic. But to say it was the greatest of all,
I think the recency thing is massive here because people really would. I think after a bit of time, people will start arguing back for Cena versus Rock.
Yeah,
at Mania.
Well, exactly that.
Do you know what I mean?
That was
once in a lifetime.
Yeah,
until it happened again.
Yeah,
the best time. No, I feel like after a while, people are going to settle down on it and go, actually, no, arguably, this is still better.
Yeah.
So I think you're right on there. What would you argue is the best Mania? I feel like you went straight to 17 there, so is that your take?
I mean, 17 was definitely fantastic. Even like WrestleMania 18, you had Hogan versus The Rock. That's another, like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
well, yeah.
Mental thing that happened there. But you've kind of got to look at 17, 18, and 19, who your three kind of peaks. What?
I love it was like 3 years when you were proper interested.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. not biased or a hot take there from myself, but yeah, those 3 years were when it was like peak. And obviously they're trying to get back there. And the fact you've got what they've been able to achieve at this WrestleMania and like having the Rock involvement and stuff.
That's the thing, it doesn't take away from how awesome this Mania was.
No. And if you think about it, and I know it's like, best WrestleMania so far, but like you think of WrestleMania 41, like you're also going to add like Cena to the card, and maybe Austin will finally have a cash amount that makes him get off the couch.
I hope they don't go full Marvel with this and go, well, they liked it when we brought loads of people back, so let's do that again, but more.
I'd like that, to be fair.
I don't know. I feel like
Kurt Angle coming back.
Oversaturation. Kurt Angle should come back.
John Cena's going to be there.
He should come back for Cena's retirement. Not any other, but it's always going to involve Cody somehow.
Yeah, it will do.
Anyway, sorry.
Well, yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. Greatest of all time. No, not for me. Not for me.
Level?
Because it's like, it was good. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Wasn't that hot of a take.
Okay.
LA Knight, baby. Oh, wrong guy. Wrong catchphrase. Yeah.
I honestly, I think you're going to be like, it's going to be hard to just stop you from agreeing with this.
Okay.
LA Knight can be amazing on the microphone. He may be over with the fans, but his in-ring work is very mediocre compared to other big names in WWE.
Where's the hot take? Just back.
Exactly. This is something that you've said to me so many times, that his in-ring work is actually not that impressive.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, my hot take on it would be that the first bit, amazing on the microphone.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of good catchphrases. He's definitely got confidence and a bit of charisma, but he's not exactly. He's not cutting hell of promos. He's got his catchphrases that people like. He's
got his shtick. People like his shtick. I think someone as well who's meant to be so good on the mic, he probably slips up 2 or 3 times in every promo. Even the promo he's known, not known most for, but people enjoyed the most with it. It's a fuck up, wasn't it? With
Shoes of a Champion.
Yeah, Shoes of a Champion.
But this is the thing, and I think this is the problem for me, is that I'm all for catchphrases, and I will happily agree that he's got one of the most memorable catchphrases in present day. But quote a recent promo that was epic.
Yeah, I mean I can't
because he doesn't do them.
No, that's what I mean. He's decent on the microphone. He's got fan support in the ring. He can do that cool jumping from the ring to the top turnbuckle thing.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's about it though, I think, for me. It's just, it's a tough one. You can see why he's over and things like that, but I'd agree he's much better on the mic than he is in the ring, and even to your point, he's still not all that on the mic either.
No. I think there's a league of and I don't want to give him too much credit because we hate him at the minute because of Drew, but there's a league of difference between like a promo from the likes of CM Punk or even Seth Rollins, where it has a lot of context and relevance and it's cutting.
Yeah.
Or someone who can say a couple of insulting things and a few catchphrases.
Yeah,
there's a massive.
Some of the stuff he does just doesn't even work as well. There was I can't remember who he was feuding with at the time, but like he pulled a fake receipt out of his pants and was like, "I didn't order any jackasses" or something like that, and I was like,
his style and level of promo is that of Enzo Amore. Where you go,
does that mean
people enjoy it and it's memorable when he comes out, but he says the same thing?
Does that mean we're a couple of haters?
I think we may be a couple of haters. But it's like that, like Enzo Amore, after a few times of enjoying it, you go, oh, he's doing the 2 times thing again.
Yeah.
Like, because he just repeated stuff that he'd already said, because he wasn't reacting to that particular feud or coming up with anything or cutting a scathing promo. He was saying his things that he says. And I think that's the difference for me.
Yeah, exactly. It's very different from the audience knowing when to chime in with the stuff, with everybody saying, now it's your turn. And let me talk, everyone knows that, the beats. Yeah. But it's very different to someone like an Austin or someone who can take a crowd on a journey with them. It's not just like, when
Austin,
to chime
still had his what?
Exactly.
Whatever. But like you say, So. And there's a world of difference, but we can debate that another time. But I think we can both agree. I mean, it's not that hot a take. It's quite accurate, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't even scoff at that. I'd be like,
delicious.
tasty. Speaking of tasty. Okay, what's next?
Right, okay. Okay. Chelsea Green, since her debut, has added so much needed light to the women's division. She deserves every bit of success heading her way. Honestly, she should be in Bayley's position. She deserves it more than her. That last bit might be a little bit spicy. Just had a little kick at the end.
That one definitely had a build. That was like piece of piss. It was like Shaq face. Damn right. I agree with. I was like, yeah. Ooh, that's the only way I can describe that.
Yeah,
Chelsea Green's fantastic. Just spoke about her on Money in the Bank.
100%.
She's so unique in that division at the minute. She's the only one.
There's no other women's talent doing what she's doing.
Like same with like Ariana Grace in NXT.
Yeah,
like
actually,
she's happy to just be like a comedy act, but also you're like she can back it up. Yeah. And that's Chelsea Green's would say. I think she absolutely has brought something completely fresh to that division. Love everything she's doing. When you say she deserves it more than Bayley, that's hard because
that's the hot take. I think not so much more than she deserves a Bayley level position and push, maybe.
Yeah. And like with going back to the Money in the Bank thing, I would have been completely happy if she won that thing.
Yeah, I think you said that on the Money in the Bank. Didn't you?
So I just think with her character, she doesn't need to be a champ.
No.
She could be, and she could pull it off if she was, but she just kind of doesn't need it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Bayley does, but it's just kind of, you look at Bayley and her story arc with Damage Control, and so it kind of, she needed the title more, and it all made sense. So I don't think it's a case of Chelsea deserves it more than Bayley. I'm not sure I agree with that, but I think they're both deserving of great things.
Agreed.
Diplomatic answer there.
Ever the diplomat level.
So yeah,
a little bit of a kick to it.
Yeah, I think that was a piece of pit. Water. Gonna stop drinking the milk. Okay, New Day. What's this?
Okay.
About?
Interesting, this one. New Day hasn't been good since Big E got injured. They either need a rebrand or to split up because they just aren't entertaining anymore.
Again? Oh, it's Thunder and Lightning. I thought I saw some lightning.
Very, very frightening.
So, I kind of agree.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Go on.
I 100% disagree.
Really?
Yeah, they weren't entertaining before.
Oh, savage. Yeah, I think with obviously the travesty that happened with Big E, they could have used that as an opportunity to pivot a little bit and do something a little bit different. Xavier Woods has felt like an afterthought for the longest time. And Kofi, they kind of tried to do it. Obviously, they made him a world champ and stuff. And then
they fed him to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and then
like
it's just, he hasn't recovered. And I just kind of feel like they do need something fresh. A bit of a repackage.
I think the gimmick is overdone at this point. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
That being said, they always played better as heels, and I feel like they've been faces for such a long time.
Yeah, I think it's one of them, though, because you do naturally lean to want to like them with the shtick that they're putting out there, but Big E was a big part of that. You know what I mean? They bounced off each other so well. And it's not that Kofi and Xavier don't have that chemistry.
Big E not
but
introducing them to the ring, it's just disappointing.
Yeah, they should have pivoted, I think, and done something. Still could have been the New Day, but it could have been, I don't know, a fresher take on that. But they're just lost in the shuffle now.
I think they went off. I'm not being a dick about it, but I do think the New Day thing went off the boil before Big E got injured.
Yeah,
I don't think it's not like they were amazing and Big E left and we noticed the cracks. I feel like they went off the boil gimmick wise. They were shit hot when it was like we were feuding way back when with like the was it Dudleys when the Dudleys came back?
Yeah, they feuded with Dudleys for a bit.
I'm trying to remember. There was like when they were like being heels and disrespectful to legends and stuff.
Yeah.
They were shit hot at one point, and it's like it kind of just. It got a little bit commonplace, didn't it? And you kind of got used to it, and then it was kind of not the same.
Yeah.
I think around the time they were hailing pancakes into it,
I was gonna say that
they hit the peak.
They kind of they just started introducing bits of zaniness, like with the trumpet or the trombone, or whatever it was, and then the pancakes, and then like the booty-os or all. So yeah, it all just went a bit mad.
And I don't mean this in the negative way, like of all the controversy around them, but they were very much a Vince McMahon product.
Yeah.
Like the trombone, everyone was like, do that all the time because Vince loved it.
Yeah.
And they were very much a Vince product, and that's where some of the zany, silly stuff come from, really.
And to be fair, like considering that they wanted to bring them in initially as like this heel faction, like what they
got very gospel affairs.
Yeah, what they did with it. Yeah, is fantastic.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's
you can't knock the impact they had.
No, it was going off the boil for a while before the Big E thing, and then after the Big E thing, it was
the uniqueness of applying Freebird rules as well.
Yeah,
because you don't really get that a lot.
No, but yeah, I hope that they can still do something, but at the minute they're just.
Do you think maybe they need to split them?
I think if this is going to sound so bad, if they split, I think Xavier Woods might be gone.
I'll take your points.
Because like they even did the King of the Ring thing with him, and it was just like, meh.
Yeah. So, I do want SOS back. It was a banger of a tune.
He just goes back to being Jamaican.
I'll be completely honest. I banned myself from singing it because I do sing it with an accent, and I shouldn't. So
fair. Yeah, in terms of scoffle level, I'm not going to scoff too much at that. Kind of agree.
Okay.
Oh, Liv Morgan's on my screen. Tell me more. I
don't know what you're going to do with this one.
Oh, no.
I'm building suspense, which I shouldn't do when people are listening, like, what's happening? It's just going to
spit it out, dickhead.
Liv's title reign is already... Why did I respond to you doing that? Call me dickhead. I'm like, oh, let's read it. Liv's title reign is already better than Becky's and Rhea's reigns combined. Prove me wrong.
What title reign? She hasn't even fucking defended the belt.
And this is... Carl doesn't want to say anything bad about Liv, so you've got to understand that before he goes into this. But she's not done anything yet.
That's ludicrous, isn't it? Like, if anything, she doesn't need the belt right now, the way it's booked.
Win belt, try to shag Dom.
Yeah.
That's been the whole thing.
Like, I was just saying before, like, obviously I was gutted that she wasn't there at Clash, but we got Bayley versus Piper, so I was like, okay, cool, maybe we'll get Liv at the next paper. Nope. Because it's the title's so much of an afterthought in the other story. How could you say she's had a better title run than anybody?
That's the thing. You can't call it a title reign.
No.
She might be doing really well right now.
Exactly. That's not to say what she's doing. That's not to say what she's doing isn't good, because the whole story, and obviously Rhea coming back this week, it was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Right? So I love all that, but no, definitely not a better title reign. So I'll just shoot that down straight away.
I worry though, now Rhea's back. Are they just going to put the belt back on Rhea?
I feel like there's more damage to be done.
Like she's been there to just hold the belt while she's gone.
I feel like the story's going to play out a little bit where Dom
is going to screw Rhea over.
Well, I think Dom's going to choose Liv, but then Liv's going to be like, haha, sucker, I don't want you anyway. I'm actually with Finn. And then they try and break up Damian Priest.
And then bam, coup de grace.
Yeah, maybe. So, yeah, no, absolutely ludicrous. Scoffle level, I'm scoffing. I'd love to scoff.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, scoffing at that one. Big scoff.
That's surprisingly quick, though.
Yeah. I think it was just because it was so ludicrous. How can you say a title run is that? Naomi's on the screen.
Naomi.
I'm feeling the glow.
Doesn't deserve to win the Money in the Bank briefcase as much as Chelsea or Tiffany. She needs to improve. Okay, let's ignore the fact that Money in the Bank's happened.
Yeah.
Do you think she needs to improve, and do you think Tiffy and Chelsea are actually better?
I think Naomi should have stayed in TNA.
I mean, she went from being a big fish in a small pond to fish.
For whatever reason, when she's in WWE, it just doesn't click for her. I don't know whether it's the whole feel, the glow thing or whatever. I feel like in TNA she had some attitude.
Do you think it is a
something
booking thing?
about her.
Do you feel like they've booked her with respect this time?
I feel like she's kind of got the Natty treatment, where it's like Natty's like, well, you're part of the Hart family, so you need to come out, you need to give people the glasses like Brett did, and you need to just be a Hart, damn it. And it's like, with Naomi, it's like, well, you know, glow in it, dance and glow. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so she can't escape it. Whereas I think in TNA, she had a little bit more freedom there to be able to actually get some character across. But she's got no character in WWE.
Yeah.
She's just like a typical baby face. And it's like, well...
Yeah, I think you're right. I think hopefully they don't go as bad. Like, cause remember when it got so bad for her that she was trending on Twitter, just for Naomi or whatever.
Yeah.
Because of the way WWE were booking her. And I hope that they at least book her with some respect, and maybe at this time still for it to click. She's obviously really talented in the ring though, so you can't really say that she needs to improve, because I don't really know what she can improve. I think your point's right that it's just not working.
No, it's a character thing,
anything.
I think.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Unless they give her the freedom to like switch it up, maybe even join the fucking bloodline or something down the line, do you know what I mean? unless whenever she's going to be feel the glow, like let's clap and do slides and all that, it's like, you know, marketed to like the kids in it almost. And it's like, well, you can't really, there's only so far you can go with a gimmick like that, I think. So, yeah, I think
that's a John Cena.
I think more personality and the opportunity to get that across would benefit her. But in WWE, I'm not sure she'll get that.
Level?
Kind of agree, so I can't scoff too much at that.
Okay.
Which takes us, this is the last one, and it's Natty. I just brought her up as well, so that's going to
is.
Clearly, this is an enthralling episode, everybody.
Sorry, it is late though.
It is late.
Natalya is at least, and they put it in capitals, that's why I said it like it, one of the 3 best in-ring workers in the history of the division.
Nah.
It is debatable.
There was a time.
There was a time.
And I don't want to kind of do any slight on any of the women from like the Divas era, for example. But there was a time when the women didn't get the time they deserved in the ring, and therefore they didn't get a chance to hone their skills and display their skills as much as they probably could have. Whereas Natty is a fucking
heart.
She's a heart.
Yeah. So
she's obviously got that wrestling pedigree. There was a point in time where she fucking wrestled circles around everybody. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the now, and the shit that people can do is just insane. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So I don't think Natty anymore is top 3.
And that's no disrespect. That's still acknowledging that she is a legend in the business. She's doing a lot for the division. Well, I agree with your point.
Yeah.
I think you're totally right that. Well, I think this hot take is right that she's.
Yeah.
Well, this hot take's wrong. She's not one of the best. But what he said, sorry, one of
3.
The 3 best in ring workers.
Yeah. And I think the thing is as well.
I don't know who they meant the other 2 were.
I know, yeah, me too. Actually,
sorry, go on.
Like if we're just talking in ring stuff, like it's mental how far we've come. Because you look at your Bianca Belairs and your Tiffany's and stuff, and the athleticism and the things that they can do. It's no slight. It's just like with MMA. You look back at UFC, like the early days of that, or like the first couple of years of that.
I think that chill yourself.
I'm gonna go full tomato in a minute. Like you look at how martial arts has evolved over the years, and like how everyone's training it and everything. It just naturally improves.
Yeah. And this is where you go, she's definitely a legend in the biz, because without people setting those bars, you had nothing to work to or exceed. So
yeah, exactly.
A mark on the industry isn't slighted by saying she's not one of the 3 best in the industry. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. She's still a legend. She's still the boat. But yeah, I just think, I don't know. I think it's moved on so much now. You've just got some absolutely phenomenal workers in there, and I just think, unfortunately, Natalie.
Unfortunately, Natalie.
Unfortunately, Natalie's
going full patronising guy.
We get full name treatment in a minute, though. But yeah, so again, I can't scoff too much at that one either. Okay, to be honest.
That's the last one.
Well, actually, no, I can, because I disagree with it.
Oh yeah, fully scoff.
Yeah, but it's kind of a mid scoff. It's kind of
mid scoff.
Yeah, a mid scoff.
It's a digestible one.
Yeah.
And that was our 10 hot takes for this episode. This is number 3.
It was.
And if you're enjoying them, let us know, because we might do more.
We might. But again, thanks to Wrestling Star. So go and check them out on Instagram. They've got loads of awesome content.
Like this one.
Yeah, so there's loads of posts that I'm sure you'll find entertaining. So go and check them out. And what are your thoughts on all the hot takes we've discussed? Do you disagree with any? Do you want to beat me up because I said something that you don't agree with? Let us know. Yeah,
let us know.
Don't beat me up though.
Well, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you can beat Carl up for just 4.
Yeah. And then our OnlyFans. But we've done some hot takes. Let's talk about some hot tags, Anthony. The Hot Tag Foundation.
Nice.
Look at that. Fucking seamless.
Oh, nice.
If you haven't already, go and check out our friends, the Hot Tag Foundation. They are a new non-profit organisation that have been set up to basically attend events in the UK and collect donations of wrestling memorabilia, donating them to just some kids who really need it, some heroes to look up to, and some
kind of a way of sharing the love of wrestling we all have.
Yeah, connecting people through wrestling.
With those who we think probably, well, say we, like I'm taking credit now. We're doing this. Hot Tag are doing this, but it's like it's sharing that love of wrestling, hopefully, those who need it can get something out of it the same way we did as kids.
Absolutely.
And the same way I'm sure they're members of the hot tag have the same affinity. So
yeah, indeed. So if you're in the UK and you're listening to this or watching this, check out where there'll be at upcoming UK wrestling events. If you're in the States or elsewhere, then yeah, just follow them, and I'm sure that over time there'll be other ways to get involved.
Right now, the outpouring of support and follows and increased presence on social media is invaluable for them. So even if you're in the States and you can't donate, help them grow.
Yes.
Why not?
Why the hell not? So yeah, that was our hot takes. So let us know your thoughts, and we will catch you on the next one.